Thanks for joining EMP Cycle Works. Today's a pretty cool day. We're going down to Fort Myers Beach to check out a 2017 Ultra Limited that was flooded with 8 feet of water, 8 feet of salt water during Hurricane Ian. Hopefully we go down here and we're able to make a deal on this bike. You know, this might be a good opportunity for me to get into the Milwaukee 8 engine at a reasonable price. So I was thinking about going down to Harley and buying a bike. This is kind of like the best of both worlds. I get to do a lot of actual repairs on a bike, or I will get to do a lot of actual repairs on a bike. Hopefully show you some cool stuff, show you how to do some of this cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to this. So if you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much from EMP Cycle Works. So here's some of the footage that I shot on the way down to Fort Myers Beach to pick up this bike. You can see there's boats on land, there's houses just completely destroyed, and this is actually 2 months after Hurricane Ian. So the city down there and the county and the state had a chance to clean up a little bit, but you can see that just devastated. 12 to 15 foot of storm surge just destroys everything in its path. So I kind of wanted to show that. I don't know if people have gotten to see, like, up close what a hurricane can actually do to a beautiful island. And there she is, the 2017 Ultra Limited, Harley Davidson Ultra Limited. It's a 107 engine. I don't know how it got behind this parking barricade here. Must have got set there with a forklift or something, but she looks to be in pretty good shape. Salt water completely submerged, so there's rust everywhere. I got to get it back to the shop, get all the water out of the engine and the primary, so try to save whatever components in there I can save. But all in all, it's a beautiful bike. The body's pretty good except for the front fender. So let's get it back to the shop. All right, time to check to see how much water is in this thing, and yep, as soon as I pull out the transmission dipstick, water starts pouring out of it. And that's salt water, so very corrosive. After pulling the drain plug, you can see that there's just water dumping out of it. Out of the transmission, that is. So next step, the engine. So I pull the crank position sensor, and yep, water coming out of there for at least a minute. Still going. Tons of water in this motor. That's to be expected. It was completely submerged, like I said. And here's the engine oil. Just straight water coming out of there. Straight water. And then after probably about 10-15 seconds, it turns to oil there. And it's not milky oil, so the engine was never ran, which is halfway decent. Plugs have rust on them, which is not a good sign. So spray some WD-40 in the cylinder, try to loosen it up. My goal is to spin the motor around, so I'm going to try jacking up the rear wheel and putting it into 6th gear and spinning the wheel, which doesn't seem to be happening. And here we go. Yep. Nope. Motor's locked from this point of view. So it's time to take the primary apart and hopefully get a wrench on the output shaft and spin it by hand. The goal is to be able to take it apart, and it's a lot easier if the rings aren't completely sealed or seized to the cylinder bores. So I'm trying to get all the salt water off it with a little bit of brake cleaner. So I'm gonna take the clutch and the compensator pack off and the inner primary. It's all got to come off, so I'm just gonna get it off and cleaned. So try to get some of the salt water off of it. The longer that sits on there, the worse it's gonna be as far as rust goes. And I am using an impact gun. This crank is going to have to redone, so I'm not too concerned about it twisting or anything. So impact's just easier way to go. And surprisingly, the clutch isn't in too bad a shape. Disconnect the starter, pull off the inner primary. Use my special tools to pull the charging rotor off. And I'm going to spray everything with WD-40 again just to try to minimize rust. Put my impact directly onto the crank and try to spin it that way, and nope. Breaker bar gave me a shower. Salt water. Lovely. Alright. Motor spins, so at least I'll be able to take it apart. I got the transmission full of oil. I looked in the gas tank, it wasn't full of water. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that no oil got in there or water got in there, but I doubt it. So that's for another day. This is going to be an ongoing project, so stay tuned. If you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks very much for joining EMP Cycle Works and watching this video. I enjoyed having you. I've never done this before, something that was completely submerged in salt water. If I did anything wrong, comment, let me know. Like I say, I've never done this before, so it's the first for me.